What's a life-changing life advice you received from someone that at first was bullshit, but when you finally got it, woo, woo. So for me, it came in a form of my former therapist that I was working with. At that time, I was going through a pretty intense breakup at that time. And also that person started to casually date people that I knew. So I brought this stuff up in my therapy session with my former therapist. And I was in victimization mode at that time, complaining to my therapist about this, saying, how could this person do this? I wouldn't do this. This is wrong. It shouldn't have happened. And instead of my therapist actually acknowledging my victimization, instead of my therapist agreeing with that, all my therapist said was this one simple sentence. Well, no, my therapist said, you know, there's always another way to look at any life situation. I was triggered and pissed off at my therapist. I was like, no, that's bullshit. This is the right way to look at it. This is what is true. There's no other way to look at the situation. This situation is fucked up. It shouldn't be happening. Victimization mode, right? All my therapist said to me once again was that same sentence. Give me an explanation as well, a breakdown of what he meant by that. And at that time, I didn't get it. Until this one day, years later, when I was in the middle of an ayahuasca journey, and I was dealing with a tough situation of being in victimization mode once again, and that sentence came through, but this time it really hit. Because I realized I was looking at it in a way to make me be a victim, making me choose to be in victimization mode. And for myself, I was tired of it because it was disturbing my peace. And I was at a point in my life that I wanted to have inner peace. So that sentence came in, and I realized if I want to be at peace over moments, then I have to look at it in a way that allows me to be at peace with those moments. And the way I chose to look at that moment now to allow me to have peace with it is I can't control what someone chooses to do, but I can control the way that I look at what they do. But then also, it wasn't meant to happen, then it wouldn't have happened. It happened. I can't change what has happened, but I can change the way I'm looking at it that allows me to be at peace with it. And that's when that life advice finally started to hit. And I still use it to this day with any situation in my life. Life will be lifing. I have no control over that, but I do have control over how I look at the situations that presents itself in my life when life is lifing in the way that life is meant to be lifing. What are your thoughts about this? Share in the comments below. I love you infinitely. Stay connected.